Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the bridge connecting the aspirants. In this series of videos, we have been discussing about the reference books and their contents for UPSc preparation. So, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about reference books for history. So, these references, the sources, as we have already discussed, they are authentic and non-authentic. Authentic by the meaning that they constitute the NCERT books and all the credible sources which are 100% correct, right? And on the other side, non-authentic books, here we are going to discuss some of the standard books, particularly for this subject, the history subject, right? For history subject, the standard books and some of the standard materials which are available in the market. Alright, let's get into the actual video. The NCERT books for history subject include from 6th class to 12th class, but however, as I said in the earlier video as well, with little bit of logic we can reduce some number of books. There is a redundancy and we can eliminate those books and we can logically prepare for this examination without losing any information. So first and foremost, we are going to discuss about the class 6th book for history. The name of the book is Our Past Part 1, right? So this is a 6th class book and it is part 1. There are two more parts, part 2 and 3, which are going to come, and again part 3 is subdivided into two more parts, 1 and 2. So part 2 comprises of 7th class and part 3 comprises of 8th class book, right? In part 1 of Our Past, it mainly deals with, it is a very low standard book, 6th class standard book. It mainly deals with the early period, or you can say ancient history. So it has the contents related to the early buildings, trading, so how people used to trade in those times and how they used to build and what types of paintings they used to do, the painting related things like wall paintings, and all of them have been discussed here. The early kingdoms, for example the Ashokan kingdom has been discussed here. So you can go through this book. So these are the contents of 6th class book. Now let us move on to 7th class book. So the title of the 7th class book is Our Past Part 2. So this particular book contains the medieval period, the history. See, history, we are, the historians and have divided history into three parts. It has been divided into ancient history and medieval history and modern history. So in the due course of the discussion, I'll discuss the time periods and all, what comprises of ancient, what comprises of medieval, and what constitutes modern period. So whatever the events which has happened from the earlier 17th century, mid 17th century, we can say around 1750 onwards to till now, till yesterday, or till the last second, all this period comes under the modern history. Okay, we'll discuss it separately. So in the second part, it comprises of medieval period, that is in the middle period. So from suppose say 8th century to 18th century, that is 1700 and plus. So wahan tak this particular book deals with it, and it has the thematical aspects like bhakti movement, right, devotional aspects of it, religious movements, educational movements during those times, and first insurgency, and even the coming up of Europeans into India, how they came into India as traders and how they got the position of governance and how they become rulers of us, right? That is going to come under this modern period. So in the medieval period, it discusses about the various elements of the Indian history which has happened between 8th century to 18th century. So this is the content of 7th class book. Now let us go to the third set of books, that is Our Past Part 3. As I already told you, Part 3 consists of again two divisions. See, Our Past, third part, and it again has a part 1. So it is 8th class book 1. 8th class has two books on history, Our Past. So in the book 1, it discusses about the colonial ruling, colonial period, colonialism, rise of colonialism, particularly in India, how the colonial ruling got established in India, the battle of Plassey and Buxar, and how the political rights or tax collecting rights got into the hands of the Britishers, and what sort of rivalry was there between Britishers and the France. All of them, the colonial period has been discussed here, and some of the tribal uprisings, early tribal uprisings like the Santul Hul or Mundas. So all of them have been discussed here. Plus, at the end, a great detail has been given onto the earliest fight, that is 1857. Pardon me. It used to be the first independence war of India, but however, recently the government has changed it to the Paika Rebellion. Nowadays, Paika Rebellion is regarded as the first war of independence of India. 1857 is not anymore. Okay, please remember this fact. It is a recent development which has happened. So in some video I'll discuss about the Paika rebellion. It is particularly with respect to the state of Odisha, Khordha district. We'll discuss them later. And let's move on. In the part 2, remember this is also 8th class book, right? We are still in the 8th class book. In the part 2, it will be dealing with the national movement which has happened in India. That is the freedom struggle, the independence struggle. That period includes from 1850s, that is the earliest war, 1857. So all of them are included here till the period of independence, till independence. Okay, and further, whatever the development that has happened in various spheres, right? For example, education. Let us say education, or with respect to the women issues, education, women issues, religious issues, caste. There were so many movements, reform movements on all of these, and so many prominent persons are there, the socio-religious reformers. We'll discuss them separately in another video. So all of them have been discussed here. So you can say this period, this book covers two aspects. One is the, on one front, national struggle for independence. This is one phase, and on the other side, it also discusses socio-religious and educational, religious and educational reforms. So these are the two aspects of this book. So please follow this book thoroughly. Okay, now moving on. So after that there will be a jump. So we don't have to go through this 9th, 10th and 11th class books. We can directly go to the 12th class book, the themes in Indian history, right? Because there is redundancy and you can cover a lot of information from the 12th class book itself, right? So moving on, the book, 12th class book, naming as themes in Indian history. So it has 3 parts. This is the part 1. All of them are part of the class 12th. So 12th class, how many books are there? 3 books are there. Part 1, 2, 3. That is themes in Indian history part 1, themes in Indian history 2, and themes in Indian history 3. So in this manner, the entire contents of the history has been discussed in the class 12. So like we have discussed in the 6th class, the part 1 of 12th class deals with ancient period. However, obviously this is a higher standard book. So जो कुछ भी यहाँ पर 6th class book में हमने जो कुछ भी देखा है उससे थोड़ा बढ़कर conceptual clarity के लिए और lot of elaboration के साथ यहाँ पर discuss किया गया है. So you can go with the, but I suggest you go with both 6th class as well as both of them, right? So in the 12th class part 1 book, ancient Indian history has been discussed. So a great deal has been discussed on the Stone Age and Indus Valley civilization and Vedic period and earlier kingdoms like Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, and early society and divisions in the early society, the caste, class, then kinship, and all of them, the Varna system, all of them have been discussed here. And the cultural development which has happened, particularly the cultural development during those times, is highly important because there is separate section in history which is art and culture. So it has good weightage in both prelims and mains. Please give special emphasis to the cultural development, right? Now moving on to the second part. In the second part, it deals with the medieval period. So whatever that we have discussed in the class 7th, so with a little bit of more elaboration and more research, it has been compiled in the part 2 of the 12th class book. In the 12th class part 2 book, medieval period, particularly from the aspect of travelers. During this time, so many travelers have visited India, and so many Chinese travelers, European travelers, Arabian travelers, all of them, they have given account on India in their various books. So from that perspective, India's society and India's administration has been discussed here. Apart from that, local kingdoms, some of the provincial kingdoms which got a lot of emphasis during those times. For example, Vijayanagara kingdom is there. Vijayanagara kingdom, it is from the southern part of India, and it reaches its peak time during the ruling of Krishna Devaraya, right? This period, and apart from that, the Bhakti movement and Sufism, Bhakti movement, all of them have been discussed in this book. So this is also very important book, right? So part 1 ancient, part 2 medieval. So you can guess what it could be the part 3. So definitely for part 3 deals with, sorry, yes, part 3 of the 12th class deals with the modern Indian history, that is events which have happened from early 17th century, and particularly 1857 the revolt, right? And afterwards, whatever that we have discussed in the second part of 8th class book, right? The national struggle, all of it has been discussed in the first section. And in the second section, that is what has happened after we got the independence, the partition and the making of the constitution, which is a very important topic. And we are going to connect this topic from history to polity. So very important topic. Here we will be discussing about how the constitution has been made, and what are the important features of it, and drafting of the constitution and constituent assembly. All of them have been discussed in 12th class book. I hope this is clear. So these are the necessary books for history, and all of them are NCERT sources. All of them you can download for free of cost, either directly from the NCERT website, or I'll provide the links. Okay, I hope this is clear. Some important standard books are 11th class Tamilnadu history book. It is very important book, very important. So many questions are directly coming from this book. If you the saddest thing is, ये book हिंदी मीडियम में available नहीं है. It is available in only English and Tamil. It is a Tamil Nadu state book, and it is a well written book. So the chapters in this book are very elaborately written, and all whatever that we have discussed in NCERT books, they have been systematically written, chronologically, that's the word, chronologically written. So this book is very helpful, not only for history but also for art and culture. Okay, please go with this book from page to page. Even if you are from Hindi medium, if you are able to understand little bit of English, please read this book. It is highly important, right? So part 1, that is the 11th class book, deals with the Indian history from ancient to medieval period. So modern Indian history is not covered in this book. For this you have to go with 12th class book, Tamil Nadu history 12th class book. This has 2 sections. The first section deals with modern Indian history, that is whatever that we have discussed in the third part of 12th class book. Again, here also little bit of more elaboration and more clarity is there, so we can go with this. So you can have a reading on this, right? In the second section, second part, the book deals with world history. So world history has less significance and no significance at all in prelims, but in mains it has very good weightage. So you can cover world history from second section of the Tamilnadu history book, class 12th book, right? So these are the contents of 12th class book. Now moving on, another standard book, very important standard book is Bipin Chandra, the author, and it is the largest selling book in this aspect. So it is highly referred book as well. The name of the book is, it has the author has written two books. One is India's Struggle for Independence. So it deals with the events which has happened from 1857 till the independence and partition. So it covers this modern Indian history, particularly with respect to the freedom struggle, right? So if you can follow this is it's a kind of research oriented book. So a lot of references have been given, and you can say the information is authentic. It's a very credible source for studying history, at least from the UPSc perspective. Then second book in this series is India's, sorry, I have added the same book here. The book is not Struggle for Independence, it is Since Independence. The title of the book is India Since Independence. So this book, it deals with post-independence developments. That is what has happened after independence. And many Indian personalities like Nehru ji, Gandhi ji, Ambedkar ji, so many people have been discussed, and their perspective and their thoughts regarding the India's economy, India's foreign policy, India's polity, India's economic development, all of this has been discussed here, right? So this is a very great source. And in main section there is one syllabus topic which discuss about the prominent personalities in India's freedom struggle and the post-independence consolidation. So for that it is very useful. So I recommend these two books apart from whatever the books I have suggested. So NCERTs are absolute necessary, so for building the basic understanding. And Tamil Nadu state history books are very important in order to supplement whatever that we have studied in the NCERTs. And for more understanding, the Bipin Chandra books are also important. So you have to go with three sources. Number one, NCERT sources. I will be providing the links. And second is Tamil Nadu history books, right? So this is available from in the market. You can buy the photocopy, or I will provide the PDF versions of the book, right? I will provide my books in which I have highlighted already all the contents, the important things. You can go through them. And these two are very standard books, and you have to go through them, right? So this is all about these sources. Now apart from that, if you are interested, if you wanted to study, or if your optional is history, I'll suggest three more books. One is Modern India by Sumit Sarkar. This is also very good book. So the events from 1885 year marks the establishment of INC, Indian National Congress, right? From that period till independence, 1947. So this is a prominent period where independence struggle has gone to its peaks, right? This period has been discussed here. Next, another important book is From Plassey to Partition and After by Sekhar Bandyopadhyaya. This is also very important and very good book if you wanted to at least have a reading once. So whatever the information that has been provided in Bipin Chandra book, you can supplement that information from here. So sometimes you can see some of the questions are coming from this book as well, right? The contents of this book as well. Then another source which many of the aspirants follow is this Spectrum series books on Indian history. So it has all the history books, the Spectrum series. You can follow this as well, right? It is up to you. But whatever the books earlier I have discussed, NCERTs, Tamil Nadu history books, and Bipin Chandra, they are absolute necessary, right? So this is all about it. And if you are watching it for first time, please do watch the earlier video which is on geography, So this is history, and in the next video I'm going to cover the art and culture aspect, because you can link art and culture with the history. So I'm going to cover art and culture in the next video. I'll be providing all the links, so stay updated, stay tuned, and please do like and comment on contents of it. And if you think we need to improve anyway, please let us know. We'll improve and we'll come back with more attractive content. Thank you very much, and please do subscribe to our channel. Right? Thank you.